Hey everyone, it's Magnetics. Today we're going to be talking about the MACD trading strategy. So in this video we're going to be going through what the strategy actually involves, the backtesting I actually did, and actually discuss some of the videos that have been created on it. Let's go ahead and get started. The MACD trading strategy has been blowing up on YouTube recently. Basically, it started with a video by a channel called Trading Rush, and he goes through and basically states that you can get around 50 to 60% win rate and also some pretty significant margin, also in the 50% rate as well. After Trading Rush created this video, basically a lot of other YouTubers went out and created their own video on it in terms of responses, and also some others who had done it before but wanted to revisit the topic for some views. So I found that a lot of these videos did the trading strategy good justice, but there are a lot of things that I felt that made me uncomfortable when looking at it. The first of those items being that a lot of these traders and their videos utilize is Forex trading. And so Forex is basically a 24/7 trading. You can do it all the time. And because it's 24/7 and because it's talking about other countries and the US standing, basically there can be a lot of things that differ from actual stocks. So one thing I wanted to do in my back testing was do an actual stock. So I actually used the S&P 500 index to do my back testing. Because they were using Forex, they didn't have any issues with any company news, basically any issues regarding open and close, and also any issues regarding the COVID-19 pandemic, and also the fact that they didn't have to worry about what day of the week it was and when people were taking profits. So on my own, I wanted to set out and actually do it on an actual stock that people can trade to see, if there's actually some way to do it. So in a basic sense, the MACD trading strategy is basically very similar to swing trading, where you buy at the beginning of an uptrend and you sell at the end of that uptrend. So basically what you watch for is for the MACD crossover to actually take place. You trade on the first green candle, and then you set your profit taking at 1.5 times your risk, and you set your risk just below the pullback. So you just keep doing this over and over and over again. There are definitely some cases where it will fall back down immediately, back to the stop loss, but there's also a very similar amount of cases where it actually goes up and you hit your target. One thing I also found is that a lot of the time it goes past this 1.5 risk target and actually goes higher than that. So definitely something to keep in mind when you're taking a look at this. There were a few notes I'd like to share with you guys about some of the work I did and when I did my back testing. So the first one is don't trade on opposite colored candles. So if you have your crossover and you see that crossover starting to turn green, don't trade on the candle that might be red. Basically, this is saying that while this is going on an uptrend and there's something happening, there was an actual loss in the next time frame that could actually affect and sort of wipe out exactly what you're looking for. The second is if you're trading with stocks, avoid the first half hour. It's basically a super volatile time. Just stay away from it. It's not worth it. One thing I noticed is that I am really risk averse, and one thing I want to do is make sure that I'm not getting into anything that might be an unnecessary risk. So one thing I noticed is that you may want to avoid the first buy or sell signal and allow the trend to form. So that way you actually get some confirmation that you're now trending in the right direction. My next piece of advice is avoid trading around elephant candles. If there's a large green or a large red, that's basically going to manufacture a potentially false signal to buy or sell, because that one portion is actually taking those averages all the way up or all the way down and can create some crossover that might be inflated. And my last piece of advice is to avoid very flat EMA 200 portions. Basically, this is sort of a subjective piece of advice. Everybody sort of has their own definition of what is a flat trend and what is an uptrend. Basically, just use your own judgment on that. If it looks flat to you and you see that there's really no movement either way, I would avoid it and basically just wait for the next one. While there can be some return, there's also always a chance for risk, and if you're not comfortable with it, don't do it. So I went through my back testing and I did it on the SPX and SPY. Basically, I wanted to take a look at actual stocks that people can trade, but also because there are so many stocks going on, basically all these companies have their own separate news, their own separate issues regarding the COVID-19 pandemic, and basically because of none of 2020 was normal, it's really hard to go back and do some back testing and find 100 examples to actually find a result. So after going through the XPX and SPY, I found that I had a 62% win rate and a 55% return. And this is on a $10,000 account. So it worked out really well. I think this is going to be something that I take a look at further. I am not a day trader. I am usually like a swing trader, and I hold stocks for a number of days depending on the trend that I'm looking at. So I will be looking at this in terms of a day-to-day sense, not just a 5-minute chart sense. So really excited for this. I think it's really interesting. Would definitely recommend that everybody go do their back testing. I would definitely recommend taking a further look at this strategy. I think it's very interesting. It's not right for everyone, and it may not be right for you. It may not even work for you. So definitely take a look at it, do your due diligence, and I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm going to leave the actual full backtesting video I did at the end of this video, so feel free to watch it if you're so curious and watch how I made these decisions. And as always, thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe, and have a great day.